Lightning generation is one of the most interesting subskills of firebending, but what is its history and how did the ability develop over time? Let's discuss. Hey there folks, welcome to another timeline video. Today we'll be talking about one of the most feared abilities possessed by firebenders. As Uncle Iroh tells us, lightning bending is a pure expression of firebending without aggression. But wait Antoine, Azula and Ozai were aggressive fighters, weren't they? How are they masters of lightning? Well, hypothetical commenter who might not even exist, you should watch my Ozai underestimated video and my Azula underestimated video right here. That said, lightning bending is often referred to as the cold-blooded fire, and that's extremely necessary because the ability is very volatile and any misstep could end up being more dangerous for the producer than the opponent. Because lightning bending is a complicated process of separating positive and negative energy and then letting those energies crash back into one another to produce the shocking technique. Yes, that pun was totally intended, and yes, I'll see myself out. Oh wait, I have to finish the video. The first indication of lightning bending we see is 296 years before the Airbender genocide. But we'll go back a few years prior to that and say lightning generation first popped up sometime during the 5th century AG, or possibly even sooner than that, as Rangi, a companion and partner to Avatar Kyoshi, believed lightning generation to be a myth. And for a myth to occur, there needs to be a few generations to pass for that to happen. And some Avatar characters can live comfortably past their 100th birthdays. Therefore, at minimum, lightning generation could have sprouted up 300 years prior to the conversation between Kyoshi and Rangi, but not much before that. So, tentatively, let's say lightning generation was created somewhere around 600 AG, with some wiggle room for a couple hundred years. In fact, there might be an interesting story there about how the ability was discovered. And though this is not a theory video, let me make a short detour in saying that it's very likely the ability was first used by the Fire Nation royal family, as it took several generations until it was finally more commonplace in the time of Legend of Korra. And now that we recently got the announcement that we're getting more Avatar novels, perhaps we will get that story. By the way, you can totally watch my video talking about that here. Alright, so let's move on to more solid bits of the timeline. The first time we've seen lightning used in canon was the Lei Tai between Avatar Kyoshi and Zhu Ping-ang. The Lei Tai, similar to Agni Kai, was a honor-based fight system used most often among the criminals of the Earth Kingdom. And in the fight, Zhu Ping-ang unleashed a power unseen by any firebender for ages, and he nearly killed Avatar Kyoshi. In fact, he probably would have done it were it not for Kyoshi putting on her mother's old chainmail armor so that most of the lightning would be grounded. Which is something I argued in my original Azula vs Kuvira video, which yes, I need to re-upload. Anyhow, before Kyoshi's near-death experience, Zhu Ping-ang was imprisoned by Zhanzu, a previous advisor to the Avatar, as a favor to his Fire Nation allies who wanted to study Zhu Ping-ang and his abilities. Again, solidifying how rare and mythical the technique was. But unfortunately, or fortunately, whoever you ask, those secrets seem to die with Zhu Ping-ang since, well, Avatar Kyoshi killed him. Kyoshi being Kyoshi. Anyhow, after this occurrence, lightning generation went back to being rare and almost reverted back to its myth status. But somehow it seemed to survive through the ranks of the Fire Nation royal family as indicated by the Legend of Korra Art of the Animated Series books. And by the time of the 100-Year War, only 3 known firebenders were capable of the ability: Princess Azula, General Iroh, and Fire Lord Ozai. And do we see the theme here? All royal family. It also stands to reason that either Sozin or Zulon also possess the ability, but that's mere speculation. The first time we see lightning generation on screen is in the late winter of 100 AG, when Azula was training with her advisors and caretakers Lo and Li on her ship. This, of course, indicates that lightning bending was an established ability among the royal family, especially when Lo and Li are giving Azula pointers at that time. And later the next day, after Azula's demonstration, she attempts to use lightning against Zuko, though her plans are mitigated by General Iroh's lightning redirection. A little over a month later, in the early spring of 100 AG, Azula uses lightning once more during the chase episode when she blasts away Toph's rock wall. Around 2 months after that, in the late spring or early summer of 100 AG, we briefly see Iroh using lightning to blast through a wall. And then of course, a little after that, Azula uses lightning to strike and kill Avatar Aang. But of course, Aang returns thanks to Katara's spirit water and the power of plot armor. And then we take a long break from lightning until several months later, sometime in the midsummer of 100 AG, when Ozai unleashes a powerful use of lightning against his son, Zuko, who successfully redirects it. And then during Sozin's comment at the end of the summer of 100 AG, we see all kinds of lightning. Ozai gets some lightning, Azula gets some lightning. Some of the most powerful lightning we have seen is thanks to the boost of Sozin's comment. Then as we move into the post-show comics, we see more of the ability a little over a year later in 102 AG, where Zuko and Azula go off to find their mother, and Azula does a little lightning on just about everyone on Team Avatar, both successfully and unsuccessfully, even zapping some moth wasps. Oh my god, that's really hard to say. Can you guys say that? Moth wasp, moth wasp, moth wasp. Ugh. Anyway, a few months after that, in the same year, Azula shows off her lightning again against Team Avatar and friends, along with a new ability of lightning redirection. And after that point, lightning becomes really widespread. According to the lore, it's still a rare ability, just more commonplace. So much so that by 170 AG, 17 years after Avatar Aang's passing, and the technique is used to help power the modern metropolis of Republic City, a far cry from its origins of secret criminal societies and backdoor royal families. But besides being a battery pack, the technique was still used for fighting as well, as we would later see between Lightning Bolt Zolt and Amon. And we also see that lightning benders seem to have more control of their abilities, as Zuko uses it to knock out an Equalist instead of killing him. But that doesn't mean lightning benders of this time period were weak, as we did witness General Iroh II using streaks of lightning to disable 2 airplanes in battle. And later in the same year, we would see Mako use lightning against Amon despite being hindered by bloodbending. Lightning would show up again in 171 AG when Mako uses it against the Dark Spirits during Harmonic Convergence. However, it's unclear how effective the ability is against spirits as he was shooting it off screen, but generally speaking, standard bending, even a powerful sub-skill like lightning, shouldn't be that effective. Later that same year, Mako uses his ability for the first time to deadly effect, electrocuting an underground lake while a waterbender, Ming-Hua of the Red Lotus, was in it. This will be the second time we've seen someone killed due to lightning, only this time it stuck, unlike Aang who had spirit water. And then finally, 3 years later in 174 AG, Mako uses lightning to destabilize the Colossus, also known as Kuvira's giant mecha suit, which nearly led to his own demise, and personally I think it should have led to his death, but hey, that's just me. But in terms of extraordinary feats, Mako has the best showcase of sustained use of lightning bending of any other lightning bender we've seen to date. And that's it. What's your favorite moment in the history of lightning bending? For me, it's definitely that last moment with Mako and Kuvira's mech, even though I don't agree with him coming out of that alive. Still, let me know your favorite moment in the comments below, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. And as always, peace, love, and remember, be water, my friends.